Moving on to some
Yeah,
Stranger Things. All
Strange
right.
New Worlds. Unless
So
you did
Strange New
intentionally again.
Worlds. Did I say Stranger Things? Oh my god.
Yeah.
You did.
What's wrong with me? Oh no.
Unless you meant
That was
Stranger
on
Things.
purpose. No,
Because
I
we're moving
did
into
do that on
Stranger
purpose.
Things
Yeah,
in the
that
galaxy. Okay.
that I did do on purpose. Jesus, that worried me for a second. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're moving on to
I
Stranger
don't believe
Things.
it. I don't
So
believe him.
no, I totally that time I did. The first time
Okay.
was not on purpose at all. That was just me mishearing Nick. So we got a trailer drop for Strange New Worlds season 2. Looks fantastic. I'm very excited. So we got everybody in the crew back this season. We're going to see some traditional looking Klingons. We're going to get a little bit more Kirk. Not as excited about that. And it's weird. It's like you see somebody like Chris Pine, and you're like, yeah, that's Kirk. He just oozes the charisma that I think is Kirk. I don't feel any of that off of. I should have had the actor's name up as I was thinking, and I think part of it. I don't think it's just the writing, but there was this one thing that stuck out to me. There's a scene in the trailer where he's trying to go through a revolving door. And she's like, "Oh, you don't have revolving doors?" He's like, "I'm from space." It's like, no.
Yeah.
There is a very specific scene in Star Trek 4 where he's talking to the doctor and he's like, "I'm from Iowa. I only work in space." Right? So like even the spirit of the character is missing from this version of him. It's like, I got it. I'm being pedantic and annoying and just incredibly fucking nerdy. But they have revolving doors in Iowa. Like, he's a farm boy. I just that stuck out to me as being strange.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That it was a gag that didn't seem to fit even in Strange New Worlds. It was okay. What are we having, some sort of alternate show where Kirk's a bumbling buffoon rather than just a charismatic guy?
My favorite tweet about that was someone being like, "He's the best and brightest of Starfleet, and he can't." He's one of Starfleet's best ever captains, and he can't use the door.
Yeah, there's what's the line from even J.J. Abrams? He's like, "You've got genius level intellect," or something like that. Like they blow this guy up talking about how intelligent he is, and just like revolving door.
Like your aptitude test was like above the common off. Yeah, something.
Whatever.
I could see the like, unless like it looks like a time travel episode. Maybe revolving doors aren't things in Ohio in the 23rd century.
Iowa,
excuse me. And I could see him also taking that. I could also see. I could also see him, changing that perspective. Like when he's older, like the movies, they're basically like pining back for like in one of the movies at least. They're like, what life would we have led? Like none of us are married. Kind of the opposite of the end of Picard. And he's like, well, I just work in space. Whereas like young Picard is like, no, dude. I mean, God, young Kirk's like, no, I'm from space. I don't know. I'm just making excuses.
Yeah, don't make excuses.
I'm filling my head canon with but yeah, I'm glad to see that character back. But yeah, I didn't like the performance of that actor as Kirk. And yeah, he seemed really dumb, but I always like seeing more Kirk.
Yeah, and I think the thing that made me mostly fine with it was the idea that what we were seeing from Kirk was an alternate. It was like not a time travel episode, but I think like
sort of alternate.
Yeah,
future.
It was like an alternate history timeline. I was like, yeah, that's fine as long as we never see this person again. And here he is again. So Paul Wesley is the actor's name.
Okay.
Yeah, no, doesn't do it for me.
Yep.
Danny, what else? Any other thoughts?
Yeah, the trailer got me excited. I mean, we didn't see much about the episodes, which I'm super stoked about. But what we did see was some returning characters looking like they're having some development. I can't remember the character's name, but the one that is growing closer and closer with Spock. She's in the medical side of things. Sorry for my ignorance.
Chapel?
So I don't know, whoever the one
There's
that got
Chapel.
close to
Yeah,
Spock.
no, that is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying the fact that they're leaning into those relationships and that they're having some fun with the characters again, including that the great last line where Spock's sitting in the chair. I'm just really excited about it. I love it. I just think it looks like it's going to be a whole heap of fun again. I hope they manage to pull off the success of last season with every episode being really good and some just being better than others. So yeah, the trailer got me excited. When's the launch date? When's episode 1?
June 15th, June 21st.
Yeah, so not
something
too
like
far
that.
away, just a couple of months away.
It's our next show for Trek. I mean, and they didn't show a clip from it. There's an episode I'm very interested in.
Crossover?
Yeah, the crossover with with Lower Decks, which is actually directed by Jonathan Frakes, in addition to being, and I believe they're going to be animated.
Yeah.
Still, like it's going to be Lower Decks crossover with Strange New Worlds, and the Lower Decks characters are animated, and so there must be a time travel event too of some sort for that to happen, and that just sounds like the strangest thing, which is very fitting.
That sounds like a strange thing that Jones was referring to earlier.
Was kind of making a little pun there too.
His planned and scripted comment that he meant to say about strange things.
That was totally planned. And so at the very least on that crossover episode, we're getting Tawny Newsome, who's returning as Beckett Mariner, and Jack Quaid, who's coming back as Brad Boimler. And so there's like the way that it's written, they said that they're joining the USS Enterprise, which
the years would be
that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah. I think you're right. It'll probably be a time travel episode.
Yeah.
But
it might even be like Deep Space Nine episode, only they have the crew and stuff together. Yeah. They don't have to use old footage. They can just be like, oh yeah, we've been, lower deckers on the Enterprise for years and we've just never met you guys.
That's going to be exciting. That's going to be exciting. All right. So
Star Trek Forever.
Star Trek Forever. Lower Decks Forever. I'm sad to see Picard, finally meet its promise. I was going to say the promise, right? The promise of what the show, like if this had been what the show was going to be the entire time, like I would have been far more excited, but here we are. So like, hold on. I gotta do my little, here. I've got my little Picard there, and I've got my
nice
Enterprise E right there. Before we sign off, I'm really curious. What's you all's favorite Star Trek ship?
Enterprise 1701.
Which one?
Either just the 1701 or the A, because it was just the 1701 in like Strange New Worlds and the original series.
Okay. Danny.
It's just let me say why. It's skinny and sleek. I don't like these fat Enterprises. Anyway, there you go.
I agree.
Don't be fat. Spaceship.
No, he's right, because it's
the
like
D is so big.
The original. The D is like, that's very 80s. It's very round and very 80s. The E is like, okay, what if actual military, right? So you like svelted this thing up.
Hold on,
and then
hold
the
on,
F
hold
is
on.
like, well,
did we really just let two people say the D is so big?
Yeah.
Without anyone laughing? Without anyone? Oh,
I was gonna let it go. I was just sitting basking in the glory, assuming you were talking about me. The glory of the D. I like the F because the F is like, well, what if military? I'm sorry, the E is what if military, and the F is like, well, what if we made the E pregnant? Like, what? Why does it look like that? And that's why I kind of was not a fan of renaming the Titan the Enterprise, because it's just, I don't like it.
I interrupted you, Danny. Anyway. What's your favorite ship? Doesn't even have to be an Enterprise, obviously.
I like the G.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Why? I'm going to judge you now.
Big, and I like it big. I have no opinion on jokes aside. I have no opinion on my favorite Enterprise ship. No,
it doesn't have to be Enterprise
ship.
Just Star Trek generally. Yeah, anyone.
Oh, I like Millennium Falcon. I like that one. Does that count?
You fucker.
Stranger things have happened.
I've got two. These are my two favorites. So I've got the Defiant over here. I've got my Enterprise E over here. These are my favorites. All right. That's the show, everybody.